appreciate you taking time out today. That's the first global view, and a very circumspect one at that. Let's go and ask a member of industry how this will affect mood, sentiment, impression. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, President of FICCI, joins in as well. Rajiv, afternoon. What's your impression? Do you think it dents confidence and trust in Indian companies, Indian auditors, the numbers which Indian companies present, or is that overstating the case?
No, I don't think it's overstating the case at all. I think what happened following Enron in the US is bound to happen here. There is going to be, definitely a need for a deeper and harder look at what we've been calling corporate governance over the last few years. And there have been far too many self-congratulatory awards being given out in terms of corporate governance and disclosures and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, what we have today is hundreds of thousands of investors, essentially being taken to the cleaners. So I think, to assume that there is, no need for a relook or a deeper look into what has gone on is fooling ourselves. We have to, as a system, we'll have to, whether it's the government, whether it's the regulators, whether it's, the bankers, I don't know who, but I think a deep look into what allowed this to continue for so long. And from what I've seen, his letter says that this has been going on for quite a bit. So I do believe there's a need for a fundamental and deep examination of what went wrong.
Rajiv, hi. The letter that has been sent out as a press release indicates that the rest of the board members are actually above all this, in the sense that they weren't privy to this information. Would you go with an argument like that, and do you think it's morally right for someone like Ram Mainampati to now step in, or at least to be interim chairman?
You see, I have a slightly different view on this, and somebody spoke to me about this in a very general sort of way yesterday. And there is criminal culpability of the board, which is that whether they aided and abetted this. So that's one issue, and arguably maybe they did not. But there is a larger question about the capability of independent directors to understand what's going on. The whole idea of an independent director on a board is that they actually take the time and they have the capacity to understand what the company is doing and what the nature of the business is and what the details of the business are. Now, if the kindest explanation for all this is that the board directors got conned, but which in itself is not a very good thing. And obviously the unkindness and the most, the strongest argument would be that they were in some ways part of this. So either way, I don't think they're off the hook. I think independent directors have a responsibility, and there is probably a discussion that needs to happen about what kind of independent director. Is it just the independence that is the qualification, or is independence and the capacity to understand the business that is actually required when you actually get these independent directors on boards?